Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be a skincare and chill where I chat, have a girl talk, and we just talk about anything and everything you guys ask me and do skincare and hang out. This is probably going to be the last video in my house. If you haven't seen my last video, we're moving and we move next week. So I wanted to film one more video in this space without fail. Anytime I film a skincare video, my skin always breaks out and I'm like, seriously? First things first, make sure to hydrate. I've got some sparkling pineapple water. My current favorite water is lemon slices with ginger root. Oh, so good. Before we get into the skincare, gotta give a shout out to today's video sponsor, which is Kinsey. I've mentioned them quite a few times on my social media platforms, and I've had the opportunity to partner with them, which is awesome. So this is Kinsey. If you're not familiar with it, it is an IPL handset. So it is a hair removal device that you can do in the comfort of your own home. So I started using this over a year ago. It was last spring, and this is how I keep myself hair-free without having to shave or wax or anything. I've tried everything under the sun for hair removal, from waxing, sugaring, professional laser hair removal, and it just kind of got to a point where it was really expensive and it's also uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, just something about someone like lasering your body or waxing your body, you know, it's not the most comfortable thing. Kinsey is really easy. I can do my entire body in under 10 minutes. It's one of those things where when you do it the first few times, you're like, did I do it right? Because it's just really easy. So all you have to do is plug it in, and there are 5 different settings. They all work the same. It just depends on what setting that you want. I usually do between 3 to 5, and it does not hurt. If you've done professional laser before, you will just be like, oh my goodness, why did I ever do professional? Because professional hurts, and when I did professional a few times, they even numbed certain parts and it still hurts. This doesn't hurt at all. It's really fast. You can use 2 different features on the device. It has a press feature as well as a glide feature. So you can like press each area or you can glide, and it just, as it detects the hair, the light will flash. Not only is it good for hair removal, but it also helps prevent razor bumps, discoloration, darkness, hyperpigmentation, acne, and scarring. It just kind of rejuvenates the skin. I noticed that a lot in my underarm area where it was really dark and I would always get razor bumps and it was super annoying. But after I started using Kinsey, that all cleared up and went away, and I was honestly really surprised. Shout out to all my sensitive skin people. You know, if you have sensitive skin, that you are just so prone to razor bumps and ingrowns, and it's painful and it's uncomfortable and it's annoying. I started noticing my hair thinning out and results in a couple of weeks. You do it once a week for 12 weeks. And then after the 12 weeks, once you've completed your treatment, you can just do it a few times a year or as needed throughout the year just to keep up with it. The biggest pros to me are how easy it is, how fast it is, how painless it is, and the fact that I can do it in the privacy of my own home. So I will have Kinsey linked down below. You can use my discount code AE50 for $50 off. Make sure to check out down below. I'll have it here on the screen as well. I also have a Q&A all about this that I did last year. I'll link them down in the description bar, or refer to their websites if you have any other questions, and make sure to check it out. I'll link it down below. All right, I'm gonna start by washing my face. Let's get into skincare and answering some juicy questions. P.S. If you peep my little essential oil diffuser in the background, I'll link it down below. It's the one that's usually in the background of my studio videos. It's so good, I love it, and it's super cute. It looks like home decor. I put lavender, peppermint, and tea tree today. It smells so good. First question is how to find a godly man in college. When I was in college, all of the guys just partied and they didn't care about stable relationships. If I was in college and I wanted to meet a godly man, I would be looking through church or through, you know, groups in the community that are faith-based, whether it's college, faith-based organizations, or volunteering, something like that. Also, I learned this the hard way, but be careful of when you meet a guy and you just want to start talking about faith right away, because there are guys out there, I've met them, that they will pretend to have the same faith and the same views as you just to get something from you. I know it's so messed up, but it happens. So I would recommend kind of feeling him out first and letting him be the one to talk about his faith and to talk about God and stuff like that. So then you can kind of discern his intentions from there. Best facials that are worth spending the money on. That's a great question. Personally, I would say microdermabrasion. I love microdermabrasion. If you've never tried it, it is my favorite. I like microdermabrasion because it resurfaces the skin, so it's great for acne scars, for texture, hyperpigmentation, discoloration. It's so great because it exfoliates past what you can do at home. Oh my gosh, this mask smells so good. It's a pumpkin mask and it's just giving me all the fall vibes. But oxygen facials, I really like as well. Every place is different, but as far as results, I would say microdermabrasion. As far as just relaxing, oxygen facial. What do you have to say to the youth? First and foremost, I would say, think for yourself and do your own research. It's easy to go based off of your favorite celebrity or someone that you look up to, and that can also be, you know, in your personal life as well. But it's easy to not think for yourself and just do what everyone else is doing because you're young. I get it. I was there once too. We all were there at some point. Draw your own conclusions, think for yourself, and pay attention also what's happening in politics. I think politics are sometimes such a taboo thing, but you know, look at where we're at right now in America and really around the world. People are kind of now being like forced to try to understand, well, what's happening, what policies are being passed, you know, what could that mean for my daily life? Something I think of a lot is if I don't stand up now, my future children won't have the ability to stand up. We need a generation of leaders, of people who are strong and who want freedom and truth no matter what that cost is. What advice do you have for us self-employed ladies? You have to be able to find a work-life balance. If you're working at home especially, you know, your work and your relaxed time is in one house. So you want to make sure that you have that divide and that balance so that you're able to have a life as well and not just work all the time. At the beginning of my career, all I did was work all the time and I always felt so stressed. I was always tired. I never found that line of separation and it was really tiring. So just know that there's only so much you can do in a day and that's okay. Something that helped me is writing everything down. So having objectives and goals versus just kind of going with the flow. You know, the good thing about working for yourself is you're able to kind of mold your schedule, but take time to get out of the house. Like for me, something I really enjoy is going to get a coffee. I love to go get a coffee or go on a walk or just kind of get out of the house so that I'm not just stuck here all day and kind of feeling like enclosed. I like to get out, take the dogs for a walk, just do something. Workout routine, how you stay fit. I do have some workout routines that I've posted in the past. I do more weight-based fitness than cardio. Cardio is important, but I really hate cardio. For me to do cardio, it needs to be something fun like a class. If I do cardio on my own in the gym, it's usually incline walk mixed with sprints. I think the most important thing to add to your workout routine is your diet. You can work out every day of the week and you might not see a change in your body if you don't change the way you eat. And I think eating is the hardest thing, harder than working out, because there's like, especially in America, the food system is so bad. Are you happier living in Nashville? Yes, a million times yes. We were so ready for change. I mean, LA was just so suffocating and just like this heavy, dark cloud for us. And it was like as soon as we moved, we felt like we could breathe. And we've done so much thinking here. We've had so much more free time here. I really wanted a more low-key, slow lifestyle. I did the city thing and I'm so happy here. They're trying to make Nashville like LA though. They're trying to make it like a small LA where they make it into like very go, 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 fast, materialistic. So that's sad because everyone in Nashville is super nice. So that's, you know, I mentioned we're moving. You can check my last video for updates on that. But we're gonna be moving a little bit out of the city so that we have a little bit more, like even more peace. And I'm so ready for it. What can I use to prevent wrinkles, make your skin look younger? Love ya, love you too. I know I've mentioned this before, but it's one of those stories where it just sticks with you and you're always telling it. So I met this older woman years ago when I was working retail. And I remember she came in and she just looked amazing. And I was like, I need your secret. And she was like, moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. And she sold me on my first eye cream. So she said, think of it this way. If you take a piece of paper and you fold it and open it, there's a crease. But if you wet a piece of paper, you fold it and open it, there's not a crease. And I was like, oh, genius. It's just one of those things. I use a lot of oils. I love oils. I use oils more than creams, but if you're more oily, you might want to use more creams. But moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. Another thing that some people might think is controversial, but vitamin D, the sun. You know, I feel like the media always paints the sun as the enemy, but the sun has so many healing benefits, and I noticed my skin clearing up a lot when I spent more time in the sun. Obviously, know your limits, you know, don't spend too much time in the sun, but getting sun, as well as red light therapy. Red light therapy is also something that is amazing. I started doing a little bit of red light therapy the last year, and look it up, it has so many healing benefits. Will your makeup line come out this year or next? Smiley face. All in God's timing. If it was up to me, it would be out ASAP. There have been so many delays with my makeup line. I've been working for the last couple of years behind the scenes. I've learned through making cosmetics and beauty products that makeup takes a long time. There's a lot of testing and formulations, figuring out your components, branding, trademarks, everything. It takes so long, and it's really expensive. I didn't take investors to start because I don't want anyone telling me what to do with my brand or, you know, giving equity up front. My products are made in the USA. They're vegan, they're cruelty-free, amazing clean formulas, but it is expensive and I'm a perfectionist. So everything is in God's timing. If it was up to me, it would already be out already, but I feel like I'm in this season of just waiting. So I'm just waiting for God to finish what He started, but I cannot wait. Would you be open to sharing about getting married and when you guys decided? Yes, I know I don't talk about my love life a whole lot because I'm just very private when it comes to my love life. I learned that the hard way. You know, my first relationship, when I started social media, I was really open about it. And whenever that relationship ended, it was so hard to get over publicly. I would get DMs all day of people telling me, oh, he did this, he did that. And it's like, it's hard enough to move past a breakup on your own, let alone having thousands or millions of people involved, and a relationship is between you, that person, and God. So ever since then, years and years ago, I decided that I would keep all of my future relationships pretty private. Raphael and I don't do a whole bunch of stuff on camera because the whole camera life isn't really his thing, which is something that I love about him. Like, he's not trying to be a YouTube husband or a YouTube boyfriend. I get people are used to a lot of creators, boyfriends or husbands end up doing YouTube as well, but that's not for him. Like, he has his own career and his own passions, which I admire. I've just seen so many relationships be destroyed because of social media. So I very much protect my relationship, my marriage, and also my family. Best advice for maintaining peace of mind during all of this craziness. Your peace of mind and taking care of yourself, both physically and mentally, your soul, your spirit, is number one. Putting on the full armor of God, you can read about it in Ephesians 6 if you have not. It's one of the most beautiful chapters of the Bible. And, you know, putting on the full armor of God to prepare you and to wrap yourself in God's protection should not be underestimated. And in this time right now, prayer is one of the only things we can do. And I feel like a lot of people think of that and they say, oh, all I can do is pray. If all you can do is pray, you've underestimated your biggest weapon in spiritual warfare and in all the craziness that's happening, because we're very much experiencing a battle of good and evil. The moment I stop reading my Bible and I get busy with work or other things, I can just feel that shift in my spirit. I have to be in the Word. I spend time praying every day, all day. Like, I don't fit God into my schedule. I fit my schedule around God. That in itself was life-changing. Another thing in addition to my faith is going out in nature, going on walks, spending time outside, grounding. I love grounding. Grounding, if you don't know what it is, look it up. Grounding is walking barefoot outside, like going into the grass, like feeling the earth. It's good for digestion. It's good for stress, anxiety. It is just incredible. Last thing I would say is tuning out the noise, being very careful of what you absorb into your spirit, because your eyes are the lamp to your entire body. It's one of my favorite scriptures. And whatever you let in is what's going to affect your body. I'm feeling very hopeless with everything. I'm praying, but still the same advice. Well, first and foremost, just know that you're not alone. I know a lot of people are feeling that way. Something I've been thinking of a lot lately is it's so easy to have faith when things are good, you're getting everything that you want, but it's hard to have faith during hard times. When you read the Bible, it's really amazing to see how much time is spent just being still. In our world today, we don't see a lot of that. It's so go, 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 fast paced. You never have time to just be still and pray and spend time in the Word, and it's so, so important. Another thing you can do with praying is fasting. I underestimated the impact of fasting until really the last season or so, when I started getting into fasting for health reasons, for spiritual reasons, for prayer, for breakthrough, for focus. You know, fasting is also covered in the Bible. I also think it's important to have a circle of people around you who have the same values and the same views and are walking the same walk that you are, to kind of help you when you stumble, to be there for you, you know, if you're feeling low, because we weren't meant to just live life alone. We were meant to have a community of people. And so that's why I've always said, like, you always have a friend here on my platform. I hope you guys know that. We know how the story ends. We know how God wins. And you were created to be a light in the darkness. You were created to fight evil. So don't underestimate that. You were made in the image of God. And I think a lot of people underestimate their strength. So get that strength from the Lord and let Him embolden you and give you courage and give you, you know, strength. The Bible is covered in do not fear. And, you know, fear does not come from God. Fear comes from the enemy. So anytime I get those feelings creeping up, I'm like, not today, Satan. Have you started prepping for food shortages? This is a really good question. I've talked a little bit about this on Instagram, but I think no matter what happens, it's always a good idea to have, you know, at least 6 weeks to 2 months of water and dry foods, just in case. You know, the media has been posting a lot about cyber attacks and, you know, solar flares causing internet blackouts and all these things. Like, there are a lot of shortages happening in other countries right now, like in the UK, in Australia. There's a lot of countries where truck drivers are protesting, and, you know, ports are backed up in California. I was reading about that today. It's better to be prepared and nothing happens than to not be prepared and something happens. All right, last question. How did you deal with changing friendships as your priorities shifted, etc.? The more convicted you become in your beliefs, and as you grow and as, you know, you level up, you will notice people kind of falling by the wayside in your life. And something that I've learned is to pay very close attention to who God removes from your life. It's so easy to go to a negative space of like, oh, you know, what happened? What did I do? Like, we used to be such good friends, but I trust God. So whatever He has for me, I know that that's what's best. So I'm very, you know, conscious when I pray to be like, God, I want your will over my life, not what I want, but what you want. And I just learned, like, if someone wants to leave, they can leave, but my values and my beliefs don't change based off what anyone else says or thinks about them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. I'll link every product that I mentioned, including the Kenzie IPL, the laser hair removal device. You can use my code AE50 for $50 off, so make sure to check that out. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Leave any prayer requests or any questions about anything in this video down below, and I will catch you guys in a brand new house in my next video.